A great majority of consumers consider that choosing their food is a civil act which conditions the world they want to live in. And there are certain nuances depending on the country. In China, people are more and more demanding about environmental issues and waste reduction. In the Middle East, there's a growing attraction for local production and transparent information. In the US, there's a new interest in organic and local food. And there are also important disparities between European countries. In France, for example, a strong appeal towards local produce, support to local producers. In Italy, they are very advanced on ecology, animal welfare, and fair trade. And the United Kingdom is the most behind in terms of the importance of the environment and local food. 40% of consumers are making their food more plant-based, and the trend is more pronounced in Germany, Spain, Italy, and also in the Middle East. Also note that 35% of people have reduced or even stopped their meat consumption because they are aware of the impact of production on the world. The interest for organic food is rather stable or even decreasing because there's a value-price gap. 14% of consumers are not willing to pay more for better basic food, and this is especially true in China and in Spain. So if in the US the interest in organic food continues to progress, it is rather in decline in France. Indeed, sales of certain categories in organic have decreased, and also in Spain, where inflation is the highest among the countries we surveyed. Finally, consumers are aware of and appreciate the efforts made by the food actors to transform themselves, even if there is some way to go, still some way to go. Progress is recognized in favor of the environment, ethics, methods and processes, reducing waste, and finally, food safety. And the areas where efforts are most expected are the reduction of plastics and carbon footprint. 65% of consumers prefer products with the least amount of packaging possible or using recycled materials.
The innovative offer with an ethical or environmental promise has developed tremendously in recent years. They account for nearly 8% of food innovation in the world in 2021 and up to 12% of launches in France. Promises of local production or sourcing of the ingredients have developed the most. They answer a strong consumer expectation to support local employment. And they are also seen as more environmental friendly since they can be associated with a limited carbon footprint. Promises linked to packaging materials have developed also considerably, with reduction or changes of materials going to recyclable, recycled, compostable, or less plastic altogether. The absence of packaging goes to the bulk offer, which has slowed down because of the COVID pandemic for obvious hygiene reasons. But well-known brands will likely contribute to the development of this type of distribution in the future by offering their own branded products in bulk. Production processes are also questioned, mostly for organic farming, which has known a strong development in the world but is slowing down in certain countries. The challenge for the industry will be to make it either more accessible to recruit new consumers or to go towards enhanced organic with more promises than just organic to justify the higher prices. To finish with, how can we not mention plant-based food, which promotes plant-based ingredients in all forms and includes the development of animal product substitutes. First of all, for meat, with more or less processed options depending on how much they try to resemble real meat. For fish, with tuna and salmon substitutes which are launching, but the market is still very new. And for dairy products, we have known yogurt substitutes for a while. The new ones are made from almond, oats or coconut. The plant-based cheese offer is growing, driven by startups and also major world groups.
The results of NPD study find that consumers are more and more attentive to the sustainability in the restaurants and in food service. If in 2020 only 53% mentioned that sustainability is an important thing for the restaurants, in December 2021 they are 69% to mention the same thing. Among the top 3 items that were highlighted are the reduction of waste, the using of local products, and using of seasonal products as well. So when choosing a restaurant, 61% of consumers tell us, I choose the restaurants that use local products and local ingredients. Then 53% tell us that it's important for a restaurant to have sustainability policy. And finally, an important thing that is linked to the reduction of meat consumption is that vegan offer is really growing in food service. 29% of the consumers told us that they prefer a restaurant that have a vegetarian or vegan options, and among UK consumers, this number is even higher, 35%.